Hi, my name is Ramona. So I'm just going to show you my Azure haul today. Just picked it up this morning, bright and early. Let's see what's in these boxes. It looks like in this one we have rice puffs, 3 bags. The covers for some buckets, and that would be for the grains, and croissant puffs. And what I'm going to use these puffs for is for granola mostly, or granola bars for the kids that I make at home. So I bought 3 bags of these. I did buy some half-gallon jars for my wheat berries, and these are just tops for them. Let's see, what else did I get? A box of popcorn, again for the kids. And that's what that smell was. It is a big bag of organic garlic that I'm going to mash up and freeze to use for cooking. And it's pre-washed and cleaned. We couldn't figure out why the car smelled so bad. Forgot I got the garlic. Let's see what else. A bottle of maple syrup. And a jar of taco seasoning. To be honest, I could have bought a bag, but I wanted the jar. Then a bottle of anchovy chili powder, a 5-pound mozzarella, raw mozzarella for pizza, and some more spices. I got chili, Italian powder, Italian blend, herbs, and the Azure Haul catalog. Let's see, I'm going to go to the other side and see what... Alright, so now let's go to the other side of the table. So over here we have our grains. I bought 2 25-pound bags of grain. I bought 1 rye, and I bought 1 spelt. Both 25 pounds, like I said. And I actually ended up buying some buckets for them. That's where I store them. The rye grain I mill into flour, and then I will use it to feed my starter. Whereas the spelt grain, I'm gonna try to make a sourdough out of it. I never have done it before, so hopefully it works. Then I also I did buy some sausages. These are smoked sausages and dairy sausages, so there's 4 in the box, which will go in the freezer. And what I make with these usually is some baked beans, or I can make a soup. That'll be the protein in the soup, basically. And then this is just a box of half-gallon jars, and the tops that I bought for them. And for the jars, this is what I use to store my grains in. So basically I store all my grains in buckets, in 5-gallon buckets, just to keep them fresh with gamma lids. But then once a week I fill up these jars after I use the grains. And I have a jar for every grain basically, but because I got 2 new grains, I needed more jars. And I also use them for sauerkraut, which the kids love. So now that we started the CSA at the farm, we're getting constant vegetables weekly, so now I'm going to be fermenting more vegetables. That's the need for the jars. And that's it for our Azure haul today. So now it's about packing everything we bought in bulk. So the 5-pound cheese, I will separate into 1-pound pieces, and I will wrap it up in the my Nesco vacuum sealer, and then I'm gonna freeze them. And by the way, this cheese, which you have to be very strong to cut, freezes very well. So that's one. Let's see here. So we'll do this one in half. And then we'll do those in 2 halves. Not so straight, but nevertheless, pretty good. Let's see here. Cut this in half. Wow, you have to be very strong to do this. I certainly am not. Okay, there's 2 more pieces. And then this will go into 2 pieces. Again, not to be exact, but it's just for grilled cheeses, quesadillas, pizza. There we go, and this will last us at least 3 to 4 months. So now I'm just gonna wrap them in parchment paper. And then we will vacuum seal them. And like I said, we will put them in our freezer. And usually it takes about a day or 2 to defrost. And you defrost it right in the refrigerator. You just put it from freezer to refrigerator and it's good within a day or 2. So you just have to think ahead, basically, to remember to take it out if you plan on having pizza that week. All right, so now we will make 5 bags. Record. There we go. Now we're just going to vacuum seal it. And we're going to do that for all 5. So like I said, this will last to 6 months in your freezer without even noticing a difference, whether it's fresh or not. That's my experience anyway. Here's the first one, 2, number 3, number 4. All right, last one. So now, why am I doing all this? Let's really think about this. As a single mom with teenage boys in the house that love food, and their mom loves food too. It is very expensive out there. So I found different ways. Obviously, I can't afford to go to Costco's every single week. So once a month, I do put in an order with Azure to get things that we use in bulk, or that I use. We are an ingredient-only household. We do not really eat out, rarely. And I purchase things in bulk, but unfortunately, if you don't prepare them a certain way, what ends up happening is your money gets wasted and everything goes bad. So you just have to take some steps to prepare and put away everything you purchased in bulk. Cheese is one of them. The grains in the buckets with the gamma lids is another. For things like rice, for basically all of them, I did buy oxygen absorbers on Amazon in order to take any moisture out of the buckets. So right now I'm gonna do the same with the garlic. I use garlic basically every time I cook. So especially crushed garlic. So what I usually do a couple of times a year, I will buy a 5-pound bag of garlic, or I'll buy the pre-peeled from Costco. And I just purchased a 5-pound pre-peeled garlic bag from Azure Standard, mostly because it was organic, and all of us didn't have to peel again like we did last time, which was so difficult. And so now I'm gonna crush them up and put them in these little containers that I'm then gonna freeze. So every time I cook, I use 1 to 2 per meal. And this will last me, like I said, 3 to 6 months, depending on how much I cook, which is basically every day. That's it. did not realize how much garlic I bought. So I filled up these 4 and I still have a whole lot of garlic left. So in order to freeze it, I put it in gallon Ziploc bags. I flattened it out, took the air out. And now I'm just gonna put an indent of about an square inch into the plastic. And I'm gonna freeze them flat. So this way, when I want to take them out, I will be able to take them out in one little square piece at a time. It will break off. So as you could see, I already did this one. So now I will freeze 2 of them flat like that. And then this way, when I need it, I will literally be able to take out one little square, break it off, and cook with it. Because I don't have any more of these. That's it. So part of apartment living is that you don't have enough room. We are lucky enough to have a garage on the premise that we rent every month, and in it we have a freezer, a 7 cubic foot freezer that I bought, and it's garage ready. And what I do is I buy meat from an Amish farmer that, and I'm going to talk about that in another video. Basically, there is a website called farmmatch.com, and I got matched up with this farm, and he delivers in my neighborhood once a week. And they use regenerative practices and grass-fed and grass-finished meat. They have pork, beef, chicken, turkey. They have raw milk and cheeses, eggs, anything you could think of. So I buy my meat from him basically maybe once every 3 months, and I have it delivered. Now, the only thing that I think we have to keep in mind is, again, is bulk shopping. That you have to make sure that you use the stuff and you constantly rotate through the meat, that you don't just let it sit in the freezer and forget about it. So what I do, and again, that'll be in another video, and I hope you keep watching, once a week, I make up a menu. I usually make the menu up for the month, a very general menu. And every week on Sunday, I usually come to the freezer, to the garage, and I'll get the meat for the week, and I let it defrost slowly in my refrigerator for the week. So this is my freezer, and I have baskets I got from the dollar store. So I have, this is like the pork section. I have a chicken basket. I have a beef basket underneath. I did buy some salmon. This is ground salmon that I bought from Azure Standard, and it was 10 pounds for $100. And we love to make salmon bowls with this. And some stuff. So today I brought some stuff that doesn't fit in my apartment freezer out here. And that is the garlic that we crushed up and the cheese. So we're gonna take all that mozzarella cheese that we packed, all 5 pounds of it. And believe it or not, there is some form of organization here. This is the cheese section. And I'm just gonna store this in. And then I'm gonna put the sausages in here also. And then I'm going to put the garlic. So I'm gonna leave it in the tray just so it stays flat. So these are in those containers. I'm gonna put those on the side. And then these, I'm just gonna put the tray and come get the tray next week. And I'll use the tray for all my menu meat for next week. So I have the 2 Ziplocs. And I also have 2 more of these in my freezer in the apartment. And I have a jar that I'm gonna use in the refrigerator. So I think I'm set for garlic for at least 6 months. And that's it for here. And you can see I have some of my little garden supplies, some compost and dirt and buckets. That's what I use for my little patio herb garden. We're gonna make some zucchini bread. I have 1 large zucchini, so it's about 1.5 cups of shredded zucchini. I put everything in the Vitamix just because it's very easy to mix with a flour. As you saw, I milled about 250 grams of soft white wheat. That's about 2 cups of flour. So that's part of my dry ingredients. And the recipe will be right here. But I'm just gonna say it real quick. So we have 1/2 cup of yogurt, we have 2 eggs, we have 3 bananas, 1.5 cups of zucchini, we have 1/3 cup of melted butter or coconut oil, either one is fine. I use coconut oil. 1/3 cup of honey or maple syrup, I used honey. And then I just blended it all together. And I put a tablespoon of vanilla. That's the liquid parts. Now I'm just going to do the dry parts. So to the 2 cups of flour, I'm going to add a teaspoon. I'm gonna do about 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And I'm going to do a teaspoon of baking powder. Then I'm going to do 1/2 teaspoon of salt to bring out the flavors. And then I'm going to do a handful of walnuts. Then I'm just going to cut up real quick. There we go. And I got these walnuts from Costco. I keep them in my refrigerator so they don't go rancid. So we're chopping up the walnuts really small because that's how we like it. We don't like big chunks of nuts in the zucchini bread. And I'm gonna mix that in with the flour. All right. Very good. Same thing with the chocolate chips. I'm gonna do about half a cup. These are from Azure Standard, semi-sweet chocolate. And just mix everything. So these are dry ingredients. So we have the flour, salt, baking powder, baking soda, chocolate chips, and walnuts. And now we have the liquid part, and then we're gonna pour it in. All right. And we're just gonna mix it up. It is actually very simple. So you could either turn these into muffins, or you can leave it as a bread. Now, the difference between fresh milk flour and all-purpose flour that you buy at the supermarket is that fresh milk flour takes about 15 to 30 minutes to really absorb the liquid. So yes, it's blended in, but as you can see, it's very watery. So I'm just gonna let it sit for about 15 to 20 minutes before I bake it. I already warmed up my oven to 350. Continue warming up. Luckily, it's not a very hot day. And oil my tin. Some coconut oil, so it comes out nice and easy. Like I said, I'm gonna let it sit there to absorb all the liquid. And in about 15 minutes, I'll put it in here and I'll bake at 350 for about 50 minutes. At the 50-minute mark, I will see if it's fully cooked inside. I usually stick in some kind of toothpick, and if it comes out clear, then you know it's done. All right. So it's been about 20 minutes, and as you can see, it's gotten much thicker. The flour has had the chance to absorb all the liquid in the recipe. So now we're ready to bake. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you'll come along as I continue growing roots in small places while I'm learning, creating, and making a home, one simple step at a time.